Hello and welcome to the shed. In today's video I wanted to show you another hand plane technique. Today I want to show you how we can hand plane one board to be the same as one that we've already got. So let's jump in here and we'll get started. So what we've got here is a piece of pine here. Yes, it's the one that we did the round over on the last week's video. And this is 19mm, but I've got some other pieces. Say I'm making a box and I want to dovetail this together, but this thickness I want to be the same as this thickness. So how do I go about getting the thickness of this board onto the thickness of this board? So the first thing to note with this is that we already have a reference edge and a reference face, and all our markings have to come off those. This is our reference face and our reference edge. So let's just, now we know, reference and reference, so you don't get it confused. Which means that any marking we do to thickness this is going to come off here. Now, it's not square on this edge, it's not square on this edge, that doesn't really matter. But we have one face square to an edge, which is what you're going to do on every project, and I've shown you how to do that before. So do let me know down below if you'd like to see another video on how to actually square a face and an edge as referencing, because it's been a while, so if you would like another video on that, do let me know down below. So the easiest way is using a wheel marking gauge, which is most common these days. You could do this with the pin, but it's going to be harder to get the thickness. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to sit that on top, and then I'm going to get my wheel marking gauge, set it off the edge, and you heard that drop down and go dang. So we'll lock these down. Now, that is the exact thickness, and because this blade is flat, we know it's the exact thickness that we want. So, we've got our reference face here, so let's go along like this. So we want to wrap this all the way around. Penciled that in. We've got this little thin strip on the top here. Now, if it was any more than probably 2 or 3 mil like we've got here, the easiest way would probably be just to saw that and then hand plane it flat. But in this case, we're going to use the hand plane because this is a hand plane technique. So you want to grab your roughing plane, and we're going to take this most of the way down to the line with our roughing plane, and then come in with the smoother, and then we should have it the same thickness as our pine board. So we can see this line here, and you've got to keep an eye on all those lines. So we'll come in with the roughing plane. You want to make sure you're not going against the grain. This is Jarrah, it's a little bit of curly grain. It's maybe not the best to demo this, but it's what I've got. So on a small piece like this, you want to make sure you don't dip it out on one side or the other. Now you can actually set this as aggressive as you feel comfortable. And I'm just going to keep it flat. I'm going with the grain. If you want to remove it fast, you could go across the grain, but I recommend going with the grain. So I've gone a little heavier on that side than this side. And that's across the board, so I need to concentrate a little bit more on this side. Now my line is almost gone all the way around this board now. A little bit of it there, a little bit of it there, a little bit of it there. And so now we want to go to the smoother. So we come in with the smoother now. And this is where you want to start concentrating on where that line is even more. I can see I've got a little bit more of the line here. It's gone in the middle, so you just want to look around the entire board, keeping an eye on that line. So my line is almost gone there, almost gone on this side, and it's still got a little bit more just on this side here. Now it's looking pretty even around. So I've just done a couple of small passes through. Feels even, feels like an even match to me. And now this piece now matches the thickness of this piece. And you would use that exact same technique in the width. You'd mark it out, mark a line. If you got more than you need to hand plane, you would saw that off and then hand plane back down using the exact same technique I just showed you. So there you have it, folks. As you can see, once again, it's not a particularly difficult process, although it is a little bit of a fiddly process matching it down to that line. But if you take your time and don't go too far and ensure that your shaving's not too large, you'll eventually get it right. And by no means did I pick this up and find it easy the very first time I did it. It's taken me quite a few times, and considering I haven't done this in a while, I was still pretty happy with how easily I managed to do that to show you. So it's just one of those techniques, like all of these sort of techniques in hand tool woodworking and woodworking in general. If you don't use them, you kind of lose them, but they're easy enough to pick back up again because it's still just basic hand plane techniques. So if you like this video, please do like and subscribe down below. While you're down there, do sound off in the comments if this is a technique that you've seen or used before. I'm interested to know. And if you'd like to see another great video such as this, do check out the video up here and the video here for the bull nose and the full round over using a hand plane. Bye for now.